fine motor activity is called tins and coins. Basically, you just need to find something in your house that can act almost like a money box. So I've taken a biscuit box. On one side I've just colored in black so that there is a plain surface that the children are looking at instead of this, because there is too many things to focus on. You can use an empty margarine tub, butter box. Then you are going to make a few slits on the top. I just used a pair of scissors, and then with some stickers I indicated where the slits are to make it easier. Then you may use coins, you can use buttons, you can use anything that is circular that they can put in. Please do not make the slits too wide, because the aim of the game is for them to take this and put the button in and push it in. If it's too wide, it is too easy. What we are trying to develop is the fine motor skill of finding the slit and pushing it in. So if it is a huge slit and it's just easy peasy to get in, then there's no point to the activity. So for them to get in, you can also, they can have a few practice rounds, putting the buttons in, pushing it in. If it's coins, they'll also find that very exciting. And then what you can do is you can have a little competition. So you time them and you say in 30 seconds you want them to get 10 buttons in. So you can have an egg timer that you turn around and you say, right, when the sand gets to the bottom so that they can see it, you say, I want you to have 10 buttons in, and then they must try and get their 10 buttons in. So again, we're working with our index finger and our thumb, and they must push to get 10 buttons in that time. And they must use all the different holes because they're different sizes. So you have a longer hole, a smaller hole, a thick, wider hole, and it's just practicing. You may make a lot of different slits. I just used 4, but indicate to them where the slits are if your background is black, because it is a little bit difficult to see. If you are, for instance, using this, again, make it one color. I just colored it in with a black Koki because there's too much going on here, and for them to focus on the slits is very difficult then. Color wheel. Now what I've done is I've just taken a paper plate and then I've just divided it in 4 and colored it with a Koki. If you want, you can cut it out of colored cardboard and stick it on, or you can color it with a crayon, whatever is easiest for you. I just made it in advance so that it doesn't take so much time. So you're going to call your child, and then you're going to get the corresponding pegs. So you're going to get a yellow one, a green one, a blue one, and a red one. And then you're going to say, right, I want you to take the yellow peg and I want you to put it on the yellow color for me on the wheel here. The aim is that obviously they're going to take their thumb and their index finger, open it and peg it on the right part of the plate. Again, they're going to hold here like what we call the crab hold. So it's holding the thumb, the rest of the fingers there. Then you say, okay, I want you to take the blue for me. I want you to put it on the blue on the wheel. Then they have to go again, thumb and index finger, find the blue, and then they have to put it on the blue, and then etc. Once we've now done this and we've put it all on the right colors, then we're going to go to the next activity. If your child is battling to find the right color, then you just guide them. So for example, if you say take green and they put it here, then you say, does this look the same? Does these two colors look the same to you? No. Let's look here. Does this look the same? No. Does this look the same? Yes, it looks like grass, or it looks like the table. Look. Okay, once we've done all of that, we're going to put the color wheel down. We put all the pegs on. Now we're going to say, right, I want you to go find stuff in the house that is the color blue. So then they can run around the house, their room, the kitchen, wherever, and find stuff that is the color blue. So I've just found stuff around the house. So for instance, the bottle lid, a jelly bean, here's a Koki lid, and the back of the scissors, and then they can find stuff here. Then as a reward, maybe they can eat the jelly bean. Then you can say, okay, green stuff, go find something that's green. They can find a leaf, they can find some grass, can use the peg, they can use also again a Koki, whatever they can find within the house that's green, and so forth. And that's our lesson on the color wheel. we're going to do a little bit of counting. So we're going to start off showing our children the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to go to 8. If your child can go higher than 8, that's wonderful. If your child can only go to a certain number lower, you go to your child's capability. So what I've done is I've taken an egg carton here and I've written the numbers in the egg carton. You can use an egg carton with more blocks if your child can count higher than 6, and if they can't, you only write the numbers up to where they can. I'm going to use jelly beans as this works as a good reward system. If you feel that your child is just going to focus on the fact that they can eat the jelly beans, then use something such as macaroni or noodles or buttons or whatever you have in the house. So we're going to start with showing them, and it might be a good idea to cover the rest of the numbers. Let me just get another piece of paper. And we say 1. This is the number 1. How much is 1? 1 is 1. 1 sweetie. 1 is 1 sweetie. Look, here's a 1, so I have to put 1 sweetie. Make sure you use the same color. 1, 1, 1 sweetie. Good job. Now we're going to go to 2. 2. 1, 2. 2 sweeties. We have 1 sweetie, 2 sweeties. Look, there's a 2. So we put 1 sweetie, 2 sweeties. Make sure it's the same color. If you are using noodles, they are the same color, so color them in with a Koki, or make a mark on them or something to just give them a different color. So make this one red for 1, and then give another one a red mark and put it in here, and then for 2 make 2 blue marks and then 2 blue marks, just so that they see that there's a difference. Then we go to 3, and then we say, I'm just looking, 3, 1, 2, 3 sweeties. Look, 1, 1 sweetie, 2, 1, 2 green sweeties, 3, 1, 2, 3 sweeties. Make sure you pack them out the same way, that they're lying under each other, They notice all of these details that we don't. If you want to pack them like this, that's not a problem, but then make sure you pack all of them like this. And then we're going to do our counting like in this format for all the numbers. And so you carry on. You're going to do the same by putting 3 black ones. Hope they ask for 3 black ones. 1, 2, 3, so that they can compare. And then you show them, look, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And then you go with 4, 4. And you keep counting like that. And you go over and over. Our children learn through repetition. So the more you do it, the more they're going to get it. And you carry on and you carry on. And if they get it, you can give them a reward and say, well done, my lovey. And they can get a reward. And so you can carry on. If your child is nonverbal, it's not a problem. You can say 1, and then they must pack the sweet. You can say 2, they must pack the sweet. Or you say 1, you put it here, and then they must pack the sweetie in here. So you say 1, look, 1 purple. How many purples must we pack in here? You pack it in for me, baby. Look, 1, find a purple. How many must go in here? And then they pack in. So you kind of play that game until they get the habit. And it might take some time, and you might have to do it a few times. Do it every day for a few days, and eventually you'll see that they're going to get the hang of it, and it might become a pattern. Today fine motor lesson is threading. So what you need is a piece of string. If you don't have string, you can use ribbon that you have in the house. I've just cut off a piece of string here, and then you tie a knot at the end so that what you are threading does not fall off. You can use macaroni, you can use buttons that you have in the house. If you have beads in the house, you can even use pegs to thread if you want, because they have that circle, or if you would like a bigger thing to thread, you can use that circle if your child is battling. So if you want to, prior to the threading, you can dye macaroni, you can soak it in some food coloring, and then your child can make a necklace, sorry, not a noodle. And if you have Fruit Loops in the house, then you can make an edible necklace, and then there's a reward at the end of your threading. So basically what we want them to do is we want them to hold the string in one hand, we want them to take whatever you are threading in the other hand, push the string through. The string is unraveling, unfortunately, so what you want to do is dip the end of your string in nail varnish or some glue. You can even sellotape the end so that it doesn't unravel and cause problems. And then what they must do is pull it through and keep going until they have a long necklace, or if they want to make a bracelet, and then you tie it for them, and then they've got a nice necklace for mommy. They even often want to wear it when we do it in class, and then you've got your beautiful necklace. So I would recommend that they keep doing a long piece of string like this, because we are trying to develop the skills in the hand, the muscles in the hand. Today's fine motor lesson is called earbud painting. Now this is one that the children really enjoy. What you need is you're going to need a piece of paper and a Koki. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw circles on the paper. I would recommend that you just draw them in a straight line for now. You can draw them big, you can draw them small, it's up to you. I'm just going to draw a few for now. Right, then what you need is you need some food coloring. Now, it can be absolutely any color. I'm just going to use green, and I'm just going to have wet wipe nearby, because unfortunately food coloring is one of those things that likes to mess. And then you need an earbud. Now again, what we're going to encourage our child is to have triangular grips. So we have the thumb here, the index finger here, the other finger's at the bottom, so it looks like a triangle. We encourage them to hold it close to the bottom. If they don't and they like holding it at the top, then try and get them to hold it at the middle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid next to the bottle. They're going to dip it inside, dip it in, and then they're going to make dots inside our circle. Go again, dots inside the circle. Do it again. If you see it's going to drip, you can do it in the lid, dots inside the circle. Now this is a different form of painting. The reason why we do this is to encourage them to stay inside a line. And often what they want to do is they want to do this kind of painting. Why we try not to do it like this is we're trying to teach them a different technique. If you see that your child does want to paint like that, that's okay. Try and get them then to stay in the line and they can paint like this. Then let them do the middle row. Let them paint those. But then the outside row, they must do dots. The reason why I'm saying they must is because it's an instruction that we've given, and we are trying to teach our children that they must also follow instructions. So the outside row can be dots, and then the inside row, they can paint like this. If you see your child is particularly enjoying this activity and you would like them to carry on, then you can give them free rein and they can just do the next page of painting. If you would like to say to them paint a circle, they can paint a circle. If you want to say paint a triangle, they can paint a triangle. You can have fun with them. Today's lesson is a perceptual lesson called dot drawing. So what we are going to do is we are going to draw a picture on dots, and then our child is going to replicate the drawing over here. We're going to draw just 2 simple dots, and then your child will have the same template over here. So basically what you're going to do is you are going to draw for your child that you want a line to go like this, and then your child must draw it like that. Then it goes to 4 dots. So you're going to draw 4 dots for them. So you are going to now do maybe a line from here to here, and then they need to look where the line is. Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Is it here? And then they need to replicate it. Then you're going to do the same, but now you're going to place the line in a different space. So we're going to draw 4 dots. Remember to make the dots nice and thick, because it is easier for them to see when there's thick dots. And only one set at a time. Now you could draw the line from, let's do it at the top. And they need to be able to replicate it and draw it at the top. And so we're going to do this spatial the whole time. When you're going to draw over here, make sure that you fold the paper closed, because if you have it like this and they have to look at the picture here and you're busy drawing here, it's going to confuse them, and there's too much going on, and then their brain's going to see a line here and a line here, and they're not going to know what they need to draw. So you close it, you draw your 4 dots, you make your line, and then you close their paper. Draw their 4 dots, and then they must draw their line. Today we're going to do a lesson on number recognition and counting. So today I've just used normal egg carton. I've put the numbers in the bottom, just going up to 6, but you go according to your child's capability. So you can use one of the larger egg cartons and go up to 20. If you feel that your child can only go to 10, you go up to 10. It's totally up to you. I'm just doing this as an example. So I am going to do it with jelly beans as a treat. However, this can be a distraction, because obviously when we use a jelly bean, possibly your child may just want to eat it. So if you see that this is not working, then you can go back to the good old macaroni or noodles. So what we are going to do is first we are going to ask our child, what is this number? So they need to tell us that it is 1. Then we're going to put some jelly beans on the table. Let's say, okay, it is 1. How many is 1? How many do we need to put in this little bucket? 1 is 1 jelly bean. Good job. Then you can eat the jelly bean. Right. Now what is this number? It is a 2. How many is that? 1, 2. Okay, and then they can eat a jelly bean as a reward. And so we carry on. If your child is non-verbal, it is not a problem. We still look at the number, and then you say the number 3, and they need to still put in the jelly beans. 1, 2, 3. That still shows you that they understand that that number means the quantity 1, 2, 3. The aim of this lesson is for us to see that the number 4 means the number, the quantity 4. So we are seeing the number recognition. They can recognize the number 4 represents the quantity 4. So this is the aim of this lesson. If your child is battling with this, they cannot count and match this. They cannot see that that number symbol means this. That is what you're going to focus on for this lesson. So you're going to draw for them. You're going to say, all right, this number 1 means 1. 1 means 1. When you see this, how many must you put here, love? 1. Let's do it again. Here's 1. Put 1. Right, good job. You can have a jelly bean. Then you do it again and you put it here. Here's a 1. How many jelly beans must you put? You must put 1. Good job. And you see, look, here's a 1. Look, it looks like this. How many jelly beans did we put? We put 1. So we must put 1. Good job. And then you can give them a reward. If you don't want to keep using sweets, that's fine. Then you just praise them, or you can have a reward chart and you put a dot on the reward chart. But it's very good for them to keep seeing that there's some kind of positive reinforcement for them doing something right. Then you can move on to 2 and you can say, right, look, what does this mean? This means 2. So I must have 1, 2. Remember, this one is 1 and it got 1. Look. 1, 1. 2, 1, 2. Look, here it is again. 2, so it gets 1, 2. Look, there it is again. So how many must I put in? Yeah, you put in for me. And then they must put in 1, 2. Well done. And then you can either give them a sweet or a dot or whatever. And so you carry on. If you feel that you can only go to 5, that's perfect. But remember, don't just stop at 2. We keep pushing. We try and go according to their capability. And we go a little bit. If they can go to 10, that's fantastic. If they can go a little bit further, keep pushing. If your child can go to 20, that's wonderful. So what we are going to do is we're going to make different patterns. So you can just take your pen. You can just make a dot pattern at the top. Simple, quick, just some dots. Then you can do a zigzag pattern. And then you can make a line. Ideally, please use a ruler for the line. Right. Now what I mean when I'm saying we're going to pack out patterns, we're going to use various things to encourage a child to develop their writing skills, their fine motor skills, holding a crayon, holding a cookie correctly. So again, you can use whatever you have in the house. If you want to use macaroni, that's fine. So firstly, we're going to start on a straight line. So we want them to, again, use your index finger and your thumb and to pack out the macaroni on the straight line, like this. If they want to pack it like this, it's not a problem. That's just a personal preference. Then they're going to do the zigzag. What you might find is that they're going to do this, and they're going to go and put it on the points. That's also fine, but then they need to fill in the gaps in between. So then you can say, okay, good job, you've done the points. Now let's go in between the points as well. And then we're going to go on the dots. Right, so this is training their eye to see that there's a line and that I need to stay by the line, stay by the dots. It's also training our fingers to work with these muscles and to develop our fine motor. Then what we're going to do Similar to this, you just again draw the pattern, whatever pattern, it doesn't matter as long as it's a big pattern. And then you're going to give them a color. And now with this color, they are going to go trace over what you have given them, again holding the triangular grip, your thumb, your index finger and your other fingers at the bottom, so it looks like a triangle, holding the pen at the bottom. If they go to the top, encourage them to come down to the bottom. And they're going to trace over this black line. If they go a little bit up, it's fine. If they go a little bit down, you just keep saying to them, on the black, good job, slowly. If they want to go too fast, they're going to go, so you just say slow, 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 good job, good job, good job, all the way. Again, we're going to trace on the black line, just like we did with the packing of the macaroni. And this one, what we're going to do is we're going to join the dots. So they're going to go from this dot to this dot, this dot to this dot, this dot to this dot. And that's what we're going to do by packing patterns.